to our town council meeting for the month of May here at May 15th. We're going to call to order here at 5:34. Thanks everybody for coming today and talking about very important stuff. First up is the agenda. If you got any changes or adjustments, let us know. Otherwise, entertaining a motion to approve this as presented.
I propose a motion of approval of the agenda as stated.
Thank you, Lacey. All in favor?
All one of you can approve.
April minutes, same sort of thing. Any changes or adjustments? I didn't see anything. Take a motion on that.
I make a motion to approve the April minutes.
Thanks, Tom. So all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Administrative things out of the way. We've got our standard public folk here. We've got Kevin from the paper.
So Justin,
over there.
Aye.
And we've got Jason with the resort over here again. And we got Amanda. I guess you're public for the moment, right? So we can rope you in. And we've got Carrie over there, but she's not exactly public. She's gonna talk to us about our ongoing issues with the water there in just a minute. Kevin, you got anything you want to say during this portion?
I'm good. I'm good this month, my friend.
Jason, you good as
Thank you.
well?
Yes, sir, I'm good.
Roger that. We'll move on down the line then to our monthly water loss update.
Yeah.
Nothing's really changed. We turned the pool on, and we're averaging anywhere from 230 to 240,000 gallons a day. That high day this month was 333,000 gallons. That's, I think it was around 8 hours. On average, we're still running 14 and a half, 15 hours a day. So, not much has changed.
They added those, Withers Ravenel added those meters out to the.
Yeah, and those will be, those will be taken out tomorrow. I think they're supposed to come out tomorrow to get them, and then apparently they have to take them back and see if there is, to get the, information on them.
So they had us keep up with the hourly flow, but we don't have meters, so we're just the instant.
Right.
Divide them how much we pump a day. They're hourly paying, and, they've got the leak fixed off, but it was just a pinhole. It was like a 3/4 inch line with a pinhole, so it's not really affected. Change anything that much.
And, one things that we got, I know we talked a little bit about, what's his name, taking over, one that was.
Ken?
Yeah, Ken, thank you.
Okay, he's gonna give me, an estimate on how much it'll cost, because we need the oil change and the high service pumps down there, and the backwash pump and the air compressor. Maintenance, we're just running the plant so much more,
So
there's gonna have to be some maintenance done on the plant.
Right.
and we would do that
It would be,
during
when
an
he,
off time.
we alternate pumps, there's 2 pumps down there, so we can't run both pumps at the same time. And so he would just come and do that, we'll just alternate pumps, and the air compressor just, when it's backwashing or flushing, it uses the air, the blower, so
And do you know if any of that stuff has been maintained or had any maintenance done to it at all?
no.
No, so if the plant started operation in 2017, and we put it through a lot, so.
Yeah, and today I had problems with I talked to Dale a few months back about the chemical feed pumps. Well, today I had trouble with one of the caustic pumps. So, I mean, we're just running so much more instead of these pumps. They're just little feed pumps.
We did switch to a higher quality, didn't we?
No,
Not on those we did.
No, and I called Ken, he does our calibrations quarterly and stuff, and any trouble I have with pumps or anything like that, he can, come and do stuff like that, electrical stuff down there,
Do we have any backups? I thought I remembered us having one or
Not
two
at those chemical
rebuilds
feed.
at some
not the
point.
chemical feed. We had rebuilt some, but we're down that we don't have spares. The spares aren't.
So the spares have failed and
Yes.
we don't have any spares left.
And, yes, we may have, one on the a rough estimate would be about $1,500 a piece. We have to have a minimum of 4, no 5.
5 in operation.
5 for normal, 6 if we were feeding, we're not feeding post caustic right now, we feed that 2 points, we're not feeding post caustic right now, but we had to start feeding post caustic, we would need 6.
And of those 5 to 6, how many would you say are like becoming more critical?
It's getting critical.
So if we could perhaps.
Like these chemicals, just like they're corrosive. And like we're having more leaks and the pumps aren't pumping. They need to, some of them might need to be rebuilt, but I don't know how long they're gonna keep lasting.
So we're looking
And I'm looking at a different style of pump. These are pulsatron pumps. And I'm looking at a peristaltic pump, and there's hardly any maintenance on them. They've got rubber tubes in them. You just switch out when they spring a leak or get old or something. It's just a rubber tube, and you just pop the end of the.
More serviceable than the others.
Yeah, anybody could do that.
and that,
Probably cost a lot less to rebuild that than it would be to.
Yes, I've used this type of pump before, and they hardly ever give me trouble like these do. Like these lose prime all the time, like take lines apart. And the way they were plumbed in, that's a problem too. And we've eliminated some of that problem. We just use our chemical tubing and ran it straight from the pump to the intake where it's injected into the pipe. But when they built the plant, they used PVC. And all those joints and stuff, these chemicals, they just eat through the glue and stuff, and there was just leaks everywhere. And it just got to where it was just constant having to try to piece back together. So I just ordered the tubing direct, rubber tubing. And that's a lot cheaper and a lot easier to switch out.
So you bypass the PVC with the tube, and you got no joints on the tube. So.
Right, and it's clear, you can see. You're not, you can see if you got a problem.
So that 1,500 approximate cost is that for those new style pumps we were talking
Yes.
about?
Yes. And they will hook into our SCADA system too, so they'll be controlled from the controller. It won't be a hand, like, some of them you just adjust by hand, it's got a wheel on them, but these will all hook into the system that we have in place.
So if we were to do something, would you want to kind of do it maybe a couple at a time, or?
Well, the problem is, if these start failing, like we're running so many hours a day, if these start failing, and I can't feed these chemicals, I'm shutting. We can't get chlorine in there. If these pumps are built, any of the island, the caustic, the phosphate, we're looking at, the plant could shut down until I get it working.
Are all of them acting funny, or?
There's the phosphate, it's the same style pump, but it's a smaller pump, and it's not giving any trouble right now, but this is the spare on the phosphate, that's where there's no spare. And the phosphate is what's controlling our lead and copper issues. And we have lead and copper, 10 samples coming up in June. We'll have this required.
and we definitely want to stay on top of that.
Is the swapping them out something we can do, or are we gonna have to get somebody?
He would come install them. Get a program them to,
Additional cost for that as well.
Oh, yeah, you don't charge for it, yeah, but, he's reasonable, and he tries to, keep any working parts for us, he's done a really good job of planning. We pay him every quarter that he comes, it's only $350, but when he does, like, a lot of times when he's doing the pumps and all these various other things, it's usually not the $350, but I imagine with something like this changing out, it might be.
Stuff, and then he can get
He's
that.
had that price for us.
Yeah.
I think it just really comes down to, could we do it in a couple of hits, or would it be more economical to do it in one hit? He's, let's say, 3 and 3, I guess if we could buy, we could maybe purchase one as a spare to have.
Yeah,
That'd
we can do that, but,
Would you prefer to do it all?
I would rather just do it all, so we got enough problems without having to shut down because we can't feed chemicals.
We're looking at a $10,000 hit.
Hopefully with his rate on there as well.
And we have our inspections coming up on the 29th of this month. And we've nursing it along, but then fluorine analyzer, I talked to Bill, I brought that before that it was given trouble, and it's not reading correctly. It was calibrated yesterday. And it's just kind of going in and out.
And then
That's an expensive.
And we've had that
That's
since the,
$3,500 to $5,000. But see, the problem is, when they put it in, it was obsolete.
Before they ever put it in. Thanks.
Our thermometers down there, there's 4 of those. State requirement, I have to, like, this stuff has to be recorded. It's, on our SCADA system, records it, and it's required, you have to have it. We got one thermometer that's going out, the board on the end, that you can kind of wiggle it right now and get it back to working. But.
Perfect.
Sorry.
Well, the plant's been run a lot. It's not really had anything done to it since it was first
And, I mean, these
went into service.
machines were obsolete when they were
7
put in.
years old.
She's 7 years old, it's overworked already,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Nobody on council or myself or anybody else really knew anything about any of this.
And this is just all happened within this month, where these things are, you go in the morning and you got a red light, you have to watch it throughout the day to keep it, have it, knock around it a little bit, get it going again. And the chlorine analyzer, it was doing great, and then this week, it's just it's not reading right, and then all of a sudden it'll read right.
Stuff.
I don't know, maybe I had, we can,
Can you give me a total? Send it to me.
I'm about 15.
That might be easier to stuff.
Yeah.
it's probably 15 to 20,000. And then I have something else too. But this is the wastewater plant, this is not the water plant. This one is $5,692.23.
For what?
The generator at the wastewater
Oh.
plant. And that's newer than, that's probably 3 years old, 2, 3 years old. There is a circuit breaker that's going out on it. I'll give you this, you can read what all it is, and it needs an air filter, but it's when they did the load bank on it in the service. But they got the breaker to working, but if that breaker's not working, if it goes out again, then all 3 legs, it's not gonna run the wastewater plant. So you got that problem.
So the generator's functional, but the circuit breaker
On the generator, like it's working right now, but if it was to go out, then it wouldn't power up the wastewater.
it's $5,000 for one of those.
The part on it is $3,887.12.
I got you.
And then that's the labor, the extra labor to install it in.
Is it something we can install in-house, or is it take, like,
That's from Carolina Energy Systems.
yeah,
I don't know if Jeff can do that or not, but that's what the description was all wrong, but we could get the part and Jeff could install it, and that's,
It's
I
a
don't know.
couple of grand, it sounds like.
Mhm.
so. And it needs an air filter, and that's $97.72.
Well, that
So
sounds like-
you don't do it.
Yeah.
I would think, unless it's something very proprietary or something like that, it's probably a pretty standard.
So,
Circuit
but
breaker.
it worked fine when the power was out last weekend.
Thank goodness for that.
Yes.
We'll put that on the list of things that we can.
Yeah, let me have that sheet, and then, if you can, just kind of put together a list of what everything is, and send it to
I'm
me.
not,
And then I'll send it out to everybody else.
And if you can prioritize.
Yeah, like,
This
it all
is-
depends on how well everything's working when the cold comes at the end of the month. Because she comes in and steps on it, and it's down to your place. It's got blinds, it's sheeted up.
What's the lead time on a lot of this stuff? Is it a long?
Usually, Ken can usually, if it's in his schedule, he's just like, give you a week or 2, depending on the manufacturer, how quick they get it to him, and it usually gets out pretty quick within a day or 2 when he does that. I'm sorry, I hate to.
I know, it's not you, it's just everything. And it's just everything.
Yes. I think, that's all I got right now.
Well, thank you. The rest of everything.
Everything worked well during the storm, like through the storm, with all the power loss, everything
Everything
kinda.
that worked, the plant came on like, well, I wasn't here for it when the power went out, but when I got here the next morning, generator was running, all the equipment was fine, nothing got messed up, everything was reading correctly, and
And the portable generator worked well at the intermediate tank?
yes, all they had to do, they had to jump it off to begin with, the battery was not strong enough but we knew that,
Right.
the battery was slow. But it charged up, and so, I think they had a problem, Friday, Friday or Saturday morning, before the power came back on, the main breaker on the generator flipped, because, I don't know, nobody really knows what happened to that, but Dennis noticed, the pump was off, and they went back and reset it, and,
Something maybe kicked or spiked, but it didn't seem to be a
yeah, it
persistent
seemed,
issue.
it seemed to work fine after that, so.
So it's a good thing we got everything serviced and.
Yeah,
we
thank
got-
you.
We make good decisions.
Thank God for that, because, we would have, it would have been bad.
Well, we know, we had that year with the Mini Coopers in full village, and, electricity went out, and then we had
Had
no
no
way to pump water, and, up to the village tank, so we were without water.
We didn't have a generator for the intermediate tank down, so not only no power, the tank ran too, no water.
Yeah, they took water in the system for what, 2.5, 3 days?
Yeah,
3 days?
without electricity, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and we still have
Like a Saturday.
everything, phones and internet and all that work.
So we were minimally functional, I
And
suppose.
you would, but it was slow. There was a lot of water we produced, but, for nobody to have power and stuff, it didn't really slow down the water. That was over here. I think the longest day I was here was 18 hours. And I didn't even think full, didn't I?
So,
Yeah.
we talked, I figured this is probably the best time to just talk about, we've shifted tack a little bit, I believe, with regard to the water plant grant. We're hoping to be able to start finding leaks within that grant, but I think realistically, we keep seeing that timetable, getting pushed further and further. I think we're gonna have to explore sort of separately identifying that leak and
At least something that will give us,
And see if we can-
significant enough to give us some break.
we can spend, say, 10 grand to find the leak, and then we can assess whether or not we can fix it ourselves. I just think being able to do it within the grant it's gonna be longer than what we would like to wait.
Right. And I talked with, Jason and Gerald one day, I ran into them in the lobby, and right down here, there is a 4-inch valve, a cutoff valve, that's broken. It just won't cut off. It goes out on the, we have to, on the main leak on the road where Randy lives out that way.
Yes.
Okay, we couldn't cut that one, we couldn't cut that off. We had to fix that under pressure because that valve's broken. And it's a 4-inch just cut off valve, and it's, I don't know how it got damaged, what happened to that, but I've been doing a little bit of research on that, and those valves.
You said let there be light.
And then there was.
Those valves, look that I have found, I'll have to get with Jill to make sure, it would work, are around $500. And if we could get that valve to work, we could cut that road off, because we know there's a leak in that area somewhere, and that's the only road that we've not been able to isolate. Just cut off around the lodge, cut off around the grill, the red hall, up on the other side, of all the cabins and stuff, we cut all that stuff off and it didn't change anything. But when we had that valve cut off down here at Woods Road in the middle of the road, it cuts that whole section off. And that's the only area that we weren't able to isolate. So if we had that 4-inch valve, we cut that road off, and things start changing again.
So that's what size it needs to be, is 4-inch, because that was what we were wondering when we
Yeah,
talked about this
according
before.
to the map, and that's what Jill said, I pulled the maps up, and it says a 4-inch steel line that runs through there. So that's just another way of us to,
True.
I mean, it would be a little bit of money, but we need that anyway. If
Yeah.
there is another leak out that way, having to fix something under pressure is no fun. Jason saw how miserable that was for him.
I think we're just gonna have to explore things, because I think the time frame, we were optimistic, but I didn't realize just what.
Environmental study.
It's just, you gotta, we had to put everything out for, the RFQ, and it wasn't really a bid, but it was, you had to follow a certain process, 3 months here, 3 months there, 2 months here. Next thing you know, we're, almost a year down the line. So I think we've gotta probably start, at least in the short term,
But, yeah,
trying to solve this water loss in a different way. The grant's not gonna do
I mean, we know there's this pretty significant leak in that area.
Yeah.
And then going down 28 between those two valves, when we had it cut off, we were saving 0.75 feet an hour. water costs. And if you, in a 24-hour period, that's 81,000, a little over 81,000 gallons. So, and that's another significant, but where it's at, we know it's between those two valves, but it's like 1,800 feet of 6-inch line there, and then you've got all those, the line that goes over to the town hall building, and then you've got all those lines up on the hill and stuff, but nothing's coming to the service. Jeff has walked and
Oh, I know,
and
all of them have. Everybody has. We've had so many people walking these lines trying to figure out.
So I think Withers Ravenel was putting together like an investigation sort of
Yes,
proposal
they have,
for us.
And there's a fire hydrant on there at the end of that one valve where they put one of the pressure readers. So hopefully it will, I mean, I don't see how.
Maybe it'll give us a clue, like,
Maybe it'll
look in this
confirm that,
area.
You know, there's,
Right.
there's a major, when you cut the, when you valve that section off and there, you know, problems.
I just think as far as finding that right now, we're gonna have to do that sort of independent of the grant, at least for the moment. Because,
And I've talked to a
So
couple
we
of people that were trying to get over here to come help us that know about the water leaks and that helped on some, one of them's helped on the water situation before, right here. They can come over and help us out, try to find us. So,
Yeah, we've talked to a couple of people. I mean, we're exploring every option we can to try and to do with this, you know,
but
the least amount of money.
it's just week after week, we just keep creeping up, and it just keeps
Right.
up. And the busier we get, I mean, we've had some pretty busy weekends, and we've been able to maintain water and stuff against handful, but, I mean, like, we're producing more water this past winter yes, than ever. And then our busiest time last summer, with 2 pools going, we're producing more water.
And nobody can find it. That's just,
we haven't, it's been a bit piecemeal, I think. In the past, we gotta go after it for a little bit. We bring various different people on board, but if we can, I think if we can get a concerted effort, somebody actually analyzing it, I just hope we can afford their analysis, I think, is
yeah,
Yeah, I
a
mean,
concern.
yeah.
we've got a few, it's different sizes, but we've got a few repair plants and stuff at the wastewater plant on.
There's probably, I think there's still some down at that
And then I
Old
think
Town
Jeff,
Hall.
oh, okay, really? And then I think
They-
Jeff has
They're
some,
probably the bigger ones.
but I know we have some 2, 3, and 4-inch, a couple of each maybe, down at the wastewater plant. So we've got some parts on hand, if we could just find it, if that's all it is, it's just be able to come in and repair them.
I'm afraid it might be a little more complex than that. I figure we're probably gonna have to cut a section of pipe out
More than likely.
and, insert a kind of a temporary fix perhaps until we can maybe get it to the grant and then we can more definitively repair it or, just do a whole new line there.
But, I mean, we're just gonna have to do some maintenance on the water plant to be able to just keep going up there. This is just wear and tear.
Yeah, we probably had years of use on that plant that we really didn't intend to. And we
Not
wouldn't
that
have
quickly anyway.
if we could have resolved this, It was whack-a-mole. We fixed the most pressing issue, which was the plant. And then this became the pressing issue, which is a pretty massive.
We also have in October, a lead and copper line report due, which, goes all the way up into the houses. So it's not like, most places, like, it cuts off where you connect, the house connects to.
Yeah.
And that would then be the person's responsibility, but this goes into the house itself. If there's any lead, all of that stuff will have to be replaced. Now, there is grants that we can get for that, but, I'm supposed it's on 120 Water, which I guess is a company that's been assigned to us, and I'm waiting on them to get in touch with me, but I don't think they do it for free, because there's grant money out there available for this, but this has to be completed by October, so
Yes.
I was hoping that by that time we'd already have new lines in the ground, but.
And it's not just like lead and copper alone, but they wanna know about galvanized and,
All of our water works has to be identified, that's what they are.
to the best of their ability.
That's not the very best. It's,
I'm talking about.
Yeah, but that's a distribution at Dennis.
it's only as good as the records we have, and those aren't.
And I know we have, because we've had just until here recently, we've had to test for lead and copper every 6 months, 20 tests every 6 months, because we were having lead and copper hits. So there was something in the system, and that was stopped when we started feeding that phosphate, because that just goes in the pipe, it's like total system, the pipe system, question. So I know there has to be something in the system. Those lead and copper hits whatnot.
Yeah.
And I pulled it as far back as I could. I don't know what happened to their when they switched water plants in 2017. Like I can't find any of their like actual records for that plant and the sample testing and stuff, which is okay because you ever have to hold on to them for so many years. She's been a little lead and copper for 12 years. But I can go. I went in on drinking water watch, and I think it went back to the early 2000s is what's on that system, and I printed out the results, and there was a consistent every time they were sampling some kind of hit. So there has to be something, and that's a good thing in a way because we can get help replacing the line.
Yeah,
Right.
That's another need. That's another box to check off.
Yeah, I think it was sometime this month. They released a bunch of money to help small water systems, different types of water systems, but smaller ones, to help get these lines replaced.
So hopefully, I've emailed them a couple of times, asking, where is this group that's letting this I-20 water to the Dinger department, and they told me that they will be getting in touch with me, so. I guess they will go through and identify everything, but, because even though I know that Dennis is the one that's, distribution and collection, I think they have equipment that reads the kind of lines, that you have installed. I mean, I don't know that.
We all know there's not that many records of distribution maps that tells us that.
Right.
The one I was looking at was in 43, I think.
And those I think were designed, they were plans. I don't think they were as-built.
Yeah.
I believe so. They didn't get done according to plan, or is this something?
I mean, like the line at the pit stop.
Right.
Yeah, we don't have this. We got this.
The line they repaired at the pit stop is black blasting, and nobody knows who put it in. It's a 3/4 inch line, and nobody knows who installed that. I mean, in my understanding, it feeds the pit stop. That's where they're getting our water. But I mean, when they found it, dug into it. It's like that's black. I mean, it's water line, but it's not like nobody. I don't know.
So
Jeff didn't even have.
No, Jeff didn't know.
Free Jeff?
Apparently free Jeff, yes.
Must have,
That was a long.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Was
God.
that late
I mean,
70s,
it's like
early
the
80s?
process like that. The more they, like, when they were taking out the now, they found a line and they didn't know.
No,
where.
they're good before 87.
It's none of them
Yeah, I
else.
think it's before like 82 or so.
So, I mean, it's just a surprise every time you did hear it and what you might find.
Well, I know, it's.
Well, there was no definitive agency that was keeping track of anything. That's true. Just whoever the manager
So,
group is.
I mean, there's like a few lines, I mean, like
Was responsible.
several maps that I have in the water plant that I found, but I mean, there's nothing consistent about them. And it's not.
So as far as everything, we'll certainly be talking to you about the sample pumps, the keep us in.
I mean, of all days, we're gonna have trouble with a sample pump and it's stopped. Like one will not pump at all, and I had one spare, and I'm over to that. I mean, for all day that happened, it was today.
Keep us informed about the chlorine and the turbidometer.
What about chemicals? When are we?
I had a chemical delivery 2 weeks ago, so we're good on chemicals right now. The next chemical delivery I have, it's been averaging like a month and a half every 2 months. And I've been trying to just, give it there, I mean, filling up what I have, but not just like topping off tanks every time I get chemicals. I'm just mainly getting alum and chlorine. But the phosphate, we usually fill it up maybe once a year. We don't really, I feed 1 part per million to that. And it's a 300-gallon tank, so that lasts quite a bit. But it's getting below half, and I'm required to keep 30 days of chemicals on the so I'll have to get, and that's the expensive one. I think that last time we bought that, I think it was $18, $19 a gallon maybe. That was like the $3,000 in my whole, when it was all said and done, but.
So as far as those valves too, certainly I think, getting a $500 valve.
Yeah, Jeff said he could install it,
That would-
it just
Yeah,
had to,
well, I just
Make
think-
sure it's spec, and then
Yeah.
Zell can order that up.
yeah, I'll give it to him to
That's
send
almost
one.
a no-brainer, I believe.
Yeah, we can go ahead and do that.
I mean, that would just be another way to isolate, and if we could get it isolated, if that is something major on that one road, it's a pretty small area to have to. Could be anywhere from that valve all the way out to the end, or, could be there were cabins that aren't there anymore over on the
Right.
side, and we
Yeah, there was
found-
several out there.
we found chlorine in that branch that goes down below that big tank, the one was where we found chlorine in that. So there's got to be some, now it could be sewer, but I don't,
Let's hope not, God.
well, I mean, it could be, it's either one, but it's chlorinated water, but it's not, I mean, there's no, it's just like leaching out of the bank a little bit, it's just like a water.
Alrighty.
I don't know.
Thanks for the good news.
Look and
Everybody has, it's just disheartening because there's been so many people walking and listening to lines, and we've had so many rural water, we've had so many people.
And that fire, that fire hydrant up there, it's got a leak to it, that could be, it's not a bad leak, it's just like several right here that got drips, those old,
Yeah, I see.
you've seen those? I mean, that could be leaching, but Jeff's dug out there where we had the leak and there was. Maybe we can get Bud to come back and help us again.
Especially if we get this valve and it doesn't really change anything. We gotta find somebody that'll come out here that can help us
Maybe,
light and really
like when
locate this leak.
And maybe if we could get rural water back out, Keith could come back out, have Jeff available that day or somebody that can, if he finds something, just maybe dig it out and see.
Mark it for
Mark it.
something. You will just send me a list.
But when King gets me a more detailed quote. No, you need
So
to
much,
have it.
Gary, I really appreciate it.
I'll be at the water cooler. Fingers crossed.
What a bad poach.
Fingers crossed, I guess, before dark tonight.
Talk to you later. Goodbye. So hard to stay positive about this when you can't find where that much water's going.
Well, and then there's the there's the cost aspect, but also there's the Dell or repair on your operators. That's
Plan.
which one?
Well,
That's the most concerning aspect to me is,
and there's not been really any money available for any kind of maintenance done over it since it started in 2017, and it's worked probably 50 years over with the amount of water that's going through there.
it's
It's so hard to imagine.
Fail after like 7 years.
Yeah, it's just so hard to
well,
imagine.
if it was designed to probably be operating roughly at half that, like, it's probably designed to be running where it is, at 250. I don't think you could design it to run, if it was doing 300-400,
Yeah.
it would be under designed at that point. So I think roughly though, we've probably been operating it 3 to 4 times what you would, actually need to be, what
And
should
especially when you
be-
consider the winter time, when we don't have
Right.
people here,
Right.
that, one person could come in every 2 days,
Fill up the tank and then
Yeah,
let it slowly work its way back down, because your demand's minimal.
yeah.
We'll just, we gotta keep doing what we gotta do until we can find that, hopefully, that leak or leaks. That's what we're working towards, and we gotta keep our eye on that prize.
Be worthwhile when we can get there, I guess.
So financials,
All right, general fund, we have $122,803.82. Our utility fund has $13,999.76. Total of $136,803.58.
and of that 122, I always want to point it out, that's roughly
around 30,000.
around 30 grand of restricted power. All right, budget discussion.
Okay, so the way this works is that we probably should continue this meeting and then, we will, get the budget put together. We will, Thomas and Rob, we can work on it and then present it to the council, and then I have to advertise it for 2 weeks. We have to have everything adopted by the end of June. So we have to I got to start these wheels moving so that we can put it in a paper for a couple of weeks there for both the TDA and the town. I've been working on it, but I haven't put anything for income. I've just been working on what I know is going to be expenditures, and the ones that I worked on it for like an hour today. So I got quite a bit of information about that. Carrie, I gave her the water part of it, the utility part, and she came back with what she felt she'd need. One of them with the chemicals, of course, she had doubled. We've budgeted 20,000. She said we need 40,000, but I'm optimistic that it's not going to take that, because we will be finding we'll have new lines, and the chemicals will drop significantly because we won't be operating the plant so much. So, but being realistic too and looking at everything. So, probably if the three of us can get together and I can give you guys that, we can look it over and see what your thoughts are on it, take it, stew over it, and so then let's see. The next meeting is
19th.
the 19th. If we present it to the council, does that give us enough time to run it for 2 weeks in the paper? No.
Not adopted.
Well,
About a week and a half.
We're gonna have to do it before then.
I guess what I was thinking, remind me of the deadlines for the paper as far as submitting.
5 p.m. on Mondays.
Yeah, Mondays, we gotta get it.
5 on Monday. So I guess what I wondered is if we could potentially have something well, you don't actually present the budget to them, right? We just submit.
They do.
We don't publish it in the paper, right?
The whole
not the
budget,
no. We just say that it's on, that it's available for,
Viewing.
for people to
Yeah.
look at.
So you would, Wednesdays? Is that when it goes out?
It's a Thursday dated paper. It's out on the
Thursday
street
dated
Wednesday, yeah.
And remember, we have to have the, public comment period on it. Of course, nobody ever comes here, but still, we have to have that. So we might need to.
So I just wondered if we had the budget ready that first week of June,
Yeah.
then we could theoretically, it could sit 2 weeks, and then we could actually have the period before the meeting for the public comment, and then we could formally adopt the budget at that next meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, our first pass at it, there weren't
Well, it's gonna be a little bit different because, that was 2020, that was 2020.
So if we could shoot to maybe have it ready by like the 5th or 6th, that would allow us to go ahead and put, it out there. And so I guess.
So I have to give it to you guys, first, so we all have to sit down and look at it as a council.
Right.
And approve it, and then we'll leave it, then it goes into the public comment where people can come and look at it if they want to, and that's when it's advertised in the paper. So, we could do that, but that's the day we need to meet as a council and approve it before.
So do we want to continue for some time that week,
Yeah,
like the 4th or the 5th?
probably, let me look at the calendars.
And we could even potentially do a lunch meeting, since that would probably, work for most of us, assuming would like doing it for lunch. Would that be good for?
So, okay, now if our, meeting will be on the 19th in June. So if we met on the 5th and did a lunch meeting, the 19th, it wouldn't be 2 full weeks. Because that second week would just be coming out. So we might need to meet on the 3rd, which is on that Monday, because I can still get it into the paper if I get it sent to him by the week.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think if we anticipate we're gonna adopt it, we can go ahead, we can I don't think it has to be, before we can submit, say we have a budget You see what I'm saying? Because we got,
Well, no, it has to be pretty secure. I mean, because, that's why, the council approves it. And then we say that it has been submitted, it's in the town administrator's office for anybody who wants to look at it or question it. And then,
Right.
that has to go for 2 weeks on that.
right, but it's coming out actually on Wednesday, so I would say the Monday or Tuesday probably would suffice. Mondays can be tough, because the Tuesday, it's basically sitting, it hasn't actually hit the presses yet, right?
Right.
That's the thing, is I'm just saying, when it hits the presses, we gotta have it done by then.
Right.
You can go ahead and send me the ad to say it's coming on Thursday, and then, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was saying,
Yeah.
that's why I was thinking we could probably squeeze
Okay,
it
so,
Wednesday.
and I can send that to him, the advertisement to him on the 3rd.
Right.
And then we can
Yes.
still just meet on the field and approve it. And
I
it will
just-
then be,
I think
And then it'll be available viewing on the.
it's a tight
Yeah.
deadline, but I think it works.
all right, then, so we want to do a lunch on the field?
Yeah, lunch event, just
Okay.
call it like noon or.
Yeah.
noon Straight up. And down at the, Quills,
Yeah.
because we'll have to kind of, I guess, publish that as well.
Yeah,
Since it's a meeting.
yeah. I continue, yeah, I'll have to do it, well, I don't know if I have to publish that, as long as, it is,
It's not a special call meeting. You don't have to.
It was just,
Yeah.
because it was a different
Sure.
location, it was a different date, I thought, it was still a matter of public record.
Right, but it's still, like if you have an emergency meeting or something like that, then you have to call, or you have to advertise it. We don't have, as long as there's like, right now, we're not really in our regular meeting place anyway, so. I don't know that we have a regular meeting place.
All right, so that's.
I probably do though, need some kind of chalkboard or something outside my office door so that I can post things there. And,
It could be on the wall.
yeah, it could be just something that people can see, like if we've moved our meeting, when somebody's coming to the meeting and we say we've moved from here to there. Or also, like, when we do the water inspection thing, that CCR thing that we just did, you have to advertise that, you have to put it out, it's where town hall is, so, I can hang that there, I know, let's not do that. We could, but yeah, that might be a little.
We'll slap it on the end of Breezy Bear's fishing pole.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, we'll have to maybe talk about.
Yeah.
when we get on, maybe,
Yeah, we'll do that. But the official one will be,
we can maybe try to do
June
the
5th.
lunch meeting
Yeah.
we did before.
Well, when I get, everything in that I can get in and make it as concise as I can, then I'll let you guys know, and then we can make it.
Sounds right.
That work?
Sound like a plan?
All right.
All right, next, on the agendas,
It's the swearing in of a new board member.
yes, Amanda has.
So, Amanda, I forgot to bring a Bible up here, and I doubt very seriously there's one up here, so we might have to, I don't know if there's anything that, we can do.
Is there one in the archive?
I think there might be one on that bookshelf. I know I've got one because I had it laid out and I just forgot to grab it. You gonna do it on the phone?
Okay, Amazon.
That would you might have.
Just pull up the book itself and just, touch the phone.
You know what? There might be one I've seen, a little one back here. Or I saw one of those little ones.
He's gonna run down there real quick.
There might be one in housekeeping, they keep them in.
Well, I've got one down there, so he might, I'm sure he'll be able to. And then, when you read this, I'm just gonna give it to you to read instead of copying after me, that way, it just seemed, that was better, wasn't it? When you swear everybody in instead of, cause it's maintain the Constitution and the law, here therefore, inconsistent therewith. All those kind of things.
this on here, I didn't know, I didn't have a letter together. Online.
Oh, well, that's fine. I will I will just amend that, because I forgot to take it off. You were not good with the next, so.
Okay. As long as bring a letter together, I reckon it's safe now. Just
Speaking of
saying.
that, I forgot to schwaz in there too. That's a bad thing about not having it in my office. There's so many things that I need and forget when I head out.
You've got your office pretty well organized now.
Yeah, I know, we can start having them done. I think it'd be better. Just because, like, this, and then now I've got his gavel up here.
So we're gonna take that off and table it.
Yeah, so I'll just write tabled on it.
Okay.
Lacey's resignation, because I forgot to take it off there, because she's gonna actually submit it at the next meeting. Well, we'll wait.
Oh, that was super fast. Must be a secret way to get down there.
I would still be trying to get down the stairs. Yeah, you gotta stand up. I mean, I come to you, it don't matter.
Yeah, hold on one second.
Sorry, just read it?
Yeah.
I, Amanda Ryan, do solemnly swear that I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States of America and the Constitution and laws of the state of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office as council member of the town of Fontana Dam, North Carolina, so help me God.
Congratulations. No, you don't get a gavel.
Let it be so.
Not unless you become mayor.
And, Lacey had mentioned this one of the days recently that, you know, well, oh no, I see, never mind. There was something like somebody has to eventually be the finance person.
Be the deputy finance.
Deputy
Yeah, well,
finance.
we can do that at the, we can do that.
Oh, you
at the
would-
next meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome to the
And then I'm gonna need you to bring me like an account, information, your owner's license and, social security.
Yeah.
So I can do copies of those.
And tax, you have to get tax information, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You get paid.
9 and all that.
That's why you get the big bucks. Dealing with the big water.
Yes.
You get 10
You
cents
too
for every
could,
100,000 gallons we lose a day.
And you too could sit there and scratch your head.
So for a brief moment in time, we're back to a full board.
Yeah,
They're all here.
Well,
yeah.
no, well, one of them's not here. But he hasn't officially.
Resigned, yeah. Well, no, the letter's down there. It's in my
I see.
office.
Well, I'm saying we haven't actually, so I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Five, back to four.
Yeah, I know. He gave me
It's
this.
like-
The roving door continues.
I know, it's hard, it's hard,
It's
it's,
on board for a while now.
yeah, there's been some stability,
Yeah.
Bob, yourself, you know.
I've been to, cause I started coming to meetings before
Mm-hmm.
everything, before I moved here officially.
Right.
I was adding it up. Council for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was before Zell came on.
You already done it, because you and Sarah's the one that called me, well, you called me over, and, yeah, so, yeah.
In 2024 politics, that's called seniority.
Yeah, well, and I know in February, it starts my 10th year as an
Yeah,
administrator.
I came on, I guess it was like, I think it was May or June to the town. And then I was already on the TDA, so I've been on the TDA even longer,
Right.
Wow.
like 11 years, I believe.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
That's correct. That was
Thank you,
crazy.
Bruce.
I was just thinking about like a freaking decade. That's crazy.
You build a statue for him somewhere.
Well, let's do that.
Fontana Rob. That was my handle before I was even mayor. On
Fontana Rob?
Different places, you know.
Dang it.
My
One
van
of those like Forrest Gump, benches.
Oh, we,
Sitting there.
there
Office
is, there
parking
is
lots
this
and
bench
trucks.
in, the town of Vail, Colorado. I sent it to them. They have this plaque with every mayor, and it's got a bench right there in the town square by the fire department and stuff.
The town just
I sent it to them.
incorporated
Well, first we
13
gotta
years
find
ago.
the
It wouldn't
town
take
square.
long.
Where's that?
That's an important step right there.
Oh, when we find the leak, that's what we'll make the town square.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, right where the leak.
Oh, yes, that would be the center point of all.
So that's an appropriate segue then into our garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage update.
So I get a little bit disappointed with Lacey and Jason, but we got our cans, not our permanent ones, but we got temporary ones so that we can handle the overflow. And then we promptly got a bear. And so we had garbage all over that mountain. And when they came to empty it the last time, we got it cleaned up. And we're just using one that's in behind housekeeping at the moment until we get the new ones. I'm not sure, though, that the tops on the new ones are lockable. They're metal cans. So it's not, they're metal cans on the side. I'll show you a picture.
So like a plastic lid flip on the
I
top.
think so. And,
I mean, the ones we had down there, you could theoretically lock the ones at the marina. So I'm surprised.
I would be surprised if they had that kind of industrial cans without.
Okay.
so we'll lock this door here on the side.
Right,
We can
right.
lock.
Right.
But this top, I don't think that there's any place, this is one that's open there. That's definitely plastic.
So
I don't know if we can,
does Deals Gap not have a similar problem? That they have
you would think.
I would imagine they do, surely.
Drill through and like drill through and weld on like a little.
It would just require the guy's gonna have to get out of the truck, and I guess maybe that's the problem. He's gonna have to get out and unlock the doors, because when he flips it up, the door's going up, right?
Right. And then, I wanted to, show you something else. This is. This was some of the damage the bear did.
Did he come in through
Oh, I saw this.
the plastic top, or
I think he just went where he wanted to.
did he tear out the top?
Yeah, there's a picture there. Let's see.
I'm just surprised that we need the same deal that they're doing at Deals Gap, because Deals Gap's even further. I mean, they're just as remote.
Yeah, I know, and I don't.
And bears don't care about county borders, so I don't really know
No,
why
not at all.
there shouldn't be a
I
difference,
hope the
yeah.
fireworks will run it off, but you can't depend on that.
I'm over that way, or if anybody's over that way,
Yeah, check what the
Just to
tops
see
of
what-
those
see what
are.
I'll keep an eye out.
it seems
Yeah.
like they're pretty robust from what I remember.
I mean, these guys will be open to us, if we can do, as long as it doesn't make it too inconvenient for them.
Right.
So,
Well, cleaning up a bunch of garbage is gonna make it inconvenient
yeah,
for everybody.
exactly. So, good news, we have dumpsters. Bad news, now we have bear
We
problems.
gotta manage those issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know that building an enclosure around it and locking up the gate, I mean, like I said, they can go over a 10-foot fence, right, or a 15-foot fence, or a
They'll climb
20-foot
whatever they want
fence,
to
or-
get in there, for sure.
Yeah, so I don't.
And he's been out in the day too, because he's been sitting up there. I mean, he kind of just waits for him to bring him food.
I mean, here's the truck coming, and I know
He bounces down the bushes
He's
and
like
waits for
looking out,
you.
going, "Ooh,
The order said 30 minutes, it's been 45.
I say we try to trap them, but I don't know who would work with us on that.
No, they won't do that. We called before to try to get bears removed. I've been in the
Get this one
village.
that was back here, and we just literally could not find anybody. We called and called.
They said that we were in their territory.
We couldn't ever even.
Well, whenever he interacts with somebody and,
Oh, yeah, that's when it becomes bad. That's when,
Yeah.
why do we have to wait till somebody gets mauled?
yeah, exactly. And, but you know, I mean, honestly, if they started removing bears from this area, they would be busy doing that all the time. You know, remember the guys that was down when they were building the water plant? And they had a camper and they grilled out, and the bear came down there and started shaking their camper.
Oh my goodness. That's terrible.
Yeah, that was intense.
It's not a good way to get return business in
Yeah,
Reno, I feel like, so.
Remember that?
Generally speaking, though, we don't have that much bear activity.
No.
Relative, you would think we would have a lot more, I think. It's-
Yeah, I mean, nobody's, like, you know, there's not been a whole lot of people in contact with them. But garbage wise, we've had problems with it every year.
We've had plenty of that
Yeah, so,
garbage.
yeah. So anyway, that's it for the
We'll just
garbage.
try to work that problem too. That's what we do, right?
Right.
All right, so
Yes.
next piece of business is we have a board member that will be resigning. I guess we've got a resignation to read. Is that-
Well, I left it downstairs. We really gotta hold these meetings in the office. I mean, it's just hard to remember. But no, but I mean, it literally just said, you know, that due to family problems that he had going on, that he was gonna have to take some time. He did not, you know, he was just all up and that he enjoyed being on council, but it affected today that he would be resigning, so. Yeah, so.
Joshua Grant will be resigning.
Yes, he's had a death in the family. His father's in very bad health. So, and you know,
And he's moved off property.
he's moved off property too. So you know, it had to happen. But
So,
I thanked him for his service, and you know,
yeah, I saw him today.
yeah,
Got too much going on right now. You write that motion for that?
well, yeah, we will. But also, though, we need to discuss who. I mean, Sarah Locke, when she comes in, you know, Sarah's experienced board member. She's been on both TDA and town. So she would be one person, and she'd be in the Heights. So she annexed into the town. But we, with when Lacey rolls off here, which buried by a house.
I know.
Then we still are going to need another person. So any ideas, thoughts, be thinking about that? Somebody you think?
Grace?
Grace. Grace.
Oh, I thought she lived here. She used to.
We talked about Kristen.
Kristen? Yeah. Kristen.
We don't have to make that decision today, but what do you say?
Caroline, good night. I said, what about Josie?
Yeah. Down at the grill.
Just be thinking, you know, we've got Sarah Locke, who has experience, and I think she'd be a valuable member, and she would get us back to 4, you know, when Lacey's gone. But we'll have that open seat, if we all agree on Sarah.
If Jason's going to stay, we can put him on. Excuses.
He's on
That could be a while.
He's on Zillow right now over there.
Hey, we've had GMs on the board before. We sure did. Greg.
Greg Corbell.
And
What if Greg Brown?
maybe.
He's not. Yeah, he has to switch licenses.
Yeah, it has to be somebody who can attend meetings in the evening. That's why the
Yeah.
average people really don't feel well with it.
I get it.
We can be thinking about that. It seems like we're perpetually thinking about that, but, yeah.
That water.
Between that water and now garbage.
Yeah, that's been pretty much all I think about anymore.
We can see about, because I think we're gonna be able to wait for yours until next month, is that right?
That's correct.
So we don't have a, you know, we were at 5, then we immediately went back down to 4, and now we'll drop to 3, but can we bump our way back up to 4? At least
Sarah, she might be here.
4 gives us a little wiggle room in case somebody can't make it. That's the good thing.
What about Tiffany too? Would she be willing to go back home?
I don't think she would be unwilling. I think it's just, you know, her schedule can get kind of crazy.
Yeah, right.
With doing, she's got like doing massage in like 5 different places plus my Poland. So,
Right.
and then she's taking on some yoga, stuff, I think. in
She's all
Chef,
into
which
this
we're-
bike riding now too.
And then she got right, she's starting to do a little bike ride.
Sarah Spiro?
That's another.
That's another
Another
option.
possibility. I could kind of gauge her interest this month, before the next meeting and see what she thinks about that. She's active, she likes to be into different things and that would, I think she would be interested. We tried with Brandon, but I don't think Brandon has the patience for it. It's like, we're not seeing immediate results right now. Let's,
Yeah.
I think Sarah maybe knows what the speed of government is, maybe a little bit more, and maybe
Yeah.
understands that. So.
Yeah, your dad's government. I think he's got this thing.
Yeah, he is.
One year, I on the TDA, I think it's real estate board perhaps. All right, well, so with that, we're gonna table hers and then, I'd entertain a motion to accept Joshua Grant's resignation as presented.
I propose a motion to accept Joshua Grant's resignation as presented.
Thank you very much, Lacey. All in favor of this?
Aye.
Roger that. All right, well, we've officially moved on. Thank you for your service, Josh. Or Schwai, if you're out there. Sorry about the way things are going for you.
Well,
Anything else we need to discuss or act upon?
you ready?
I know we talked about doing a creek cleanup day and it's
Yeah.
I think
crazy.
we're still waiting. I don't think Sal's been able to order the picker uppers either. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna get gloves and start going.
Well, and
We
there's
should be careful getting warmer time now though, because of snakes.
Snakes, yeah.
We really want to wait for those grabbers. And
Rex probably got some. There was 3 or 4 of them. I think we got one of them down at the marina now.
Spike one?
1 or 2. Yeah, we got the
Oh, yeah. The road.
We're out there, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the 60s, that robot, little, Will Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Way,
lost in space.
yeah, that robot with this.
I'm willing to help with
Danger,
that.
Will Robinson.
Okay. That's all I got.
Well, we're gonna have the continued budget meeting, Wednesday, June the 5th at noon, down at Quills. We'll be getting together for, a meeting regarding budget ourselves at some point.
Yeah, we'll get with you guys and, call you up there as soon as I can get things organized. Which I'm pretty much through it, so, it won't take me long to get that done.
All right, so with that, we're gonna, recess the meeting and it's gonna be continued until, June the 5th. Thanks, everybody out there.
Thank you.